Hi, I'm Michaela Harlow, and I'm going to take you on a tour of A Certain Slant of Light, which is my exhibit of sketchbook drawings at the Brattleboro Museum. And we'll begin here with Meltwater Blue, which is a sketchbook page from a pocket of light shining in a frozen pool in the middle of winter, and picking up the reflection of nearby trees and light filtering through those trees. So all of the pastel drawings and paintings that you'll see in this exhibit are taken from various years, working from approximately November and going through early March. In this first section, there are some night sketches that were done from the back of my SUV, and I would back up or pull forward into an area where I could see some reflection of light. And in this particular piece, there was the reflection of light from my backup lights in my SUV, giving a red cast to snow and leaves, with some light still coming through the forest. And with that gave a sense of warmth and an experience of passing through the forest. And I'm sure if you've ever been on the side of the road at night, you've seen reflections like similar to this. Over here, there are some pieces that are moonlit pieces. Going out at night when there is no light, when it is completely dark, it's a bit more difficult to walk around in the woods, and especially when the snow gets deeper. So typically I'll go out when there's a little bit of moonlight. So when the sky clears a bit and the moon reflects either on the trees or on the snow or ice, I can find my way, pick my way through the woods a bit. And if I'm parked on the side of the road, sometimes I'll leave my headlights on or my parking lights on so that I can get a sense of where I can set up my pastels if it's a warm night. And if it's not a warm night, I'll typically work from the back of my vehicle and do sketches in this way. So this particular piece is called Wolf Moon, for the moon. And you can get a sense of the moon coming up on the other side of the trees, and a little bit of precipitation, which you get most nights in wintertime. And this piece toward the bottom is called Night Wood. It's actually named for an exhibit of light that happens over at Edith Wharton Night Wood exhibit, which inspired me to begin looking more at night in the forest. These pieces are also pieces that are working their way into night, twilight pieces. So some moonlight on ice. Ice Dancers is the piece at the very top. You get a sense of the moonlight reflected on the ice, so it's toward the bottom of the piece, and the branches are, again, reflected from trees, but you get an inversion as you would with a water reflection. And some of the other pieces here, when you're out, particularly at twilight, you can lose a sense of where the horizon might be, and you just get the subtle gradation of white or a muted color into the grays of the trees, particularly late December, January, when there's no color at all in the woods. And then moving over here, there are some pieces that have been framed up, which are more pastel paintings. They have richer layers to them, and they're behind glass. This particular piece was done in November, and it again is a reflection piece. So it's sitting beside a body of water with some of the colors of autumn still lingering in the forest, and those reflections in the water unfrozen, and yet there's some precipitation happening at that time. If you stand outside in the woods at that time of the year and you try to do artwork, you're going to need to be wearing something to protect your hands. And in this case, it was a larger piece that I was working on, so I carry a board with me, and I brought it down to the water. And this was a particularly cold day in November. So staying warm sometimes can be a little bit of a challenge. And other pieces that happen typically where I'm outside and there's a lot of precipitation, I'm wearing a raincoat or a heavy winter coat with a raincoat on top of it just to stay warm. But there's such a value in capturing the landscape in that state where you are in a very cold or very windy environment and watching how the woods move, how the trees move, how the light moves, and different kinds of precipitation, the sound it makes. The experience of being outside is irreplaceable to what I'm doing. So I've recently started wearing heated vests just to stay warm, but sometimes when I'm looking at these pieces now, I can still feel the cold that was happening. And as we shift over this way, you can get a sense of warmer colors. These pieces are later in the winter, moving towards spring, so right about now. And during some years, this one in the center was created during COVID. And during some parts of the year, you can get outside and it's quite warm, right? It's like in the 50s, but there'll still be a lot of cold at ground level, and the ice is beginning to break up, and you'll see hatch marks here of the breaking ice when it's papery at the surface. And then other times where if I'm at a brook, you'll see some movement within the piece, and that's the current of the water. And these pieces right along here were created along a brook just south of the Vermont border called Clesson Brook. And Clesson Brook is a place where my father liked to go fishing, trout fishing. So it's a place of personal memory for me and an annual ritual to go visit Clesson Brook and his old fishing holes and look for trout or just watch how the water is moving. And this piece at the bottom is actually called Clesson Brook Memory for that particular brook. And pieces over in this section were taken from notebooks at different years. All of these have reflections to one degree or another. The piece up at the top is called Needles, and it's the types of remnants you might find in the ice, pine needles or needles from hemlock or little seeds that would be embedded in the ice when it's completely frozen and giving the texture. And this piece here is a piece with patterns, and the patterns are both the light reflecting on the ice from the sky and the blue pops that you would get from the sky if you're looking into a frozen pool, and precipitation. And here you can see a number of branches from trees. While we're over here, it makes sense to comment on why it is that all of these natural elements are brought in. I dragged in some birch that needed to be thinned from my property that I cut down. My property has quite a bit of white birch on it, and white birch, of course, are wonderful against a gray or dark background in the wintertime to look at. It gives you a sense of the bones of the woods and also the beautiful reflections that you see on the snow on a bright, clear day, or even a slightly overcast day or wintertime. You pick up a lot of these lines. And so these are here so you get the experience of what it's like to be outside in the woods, particularly at night when you've got lights hitting it up against the gray background of either ice or snow. And you can see the lines, it picks up the lines in the artwork that's installed here. So this experience is with having some of the branches up against the window, you get a sense once again of what it's like to see branches either embedded in ice or up against a frozen pool, or just against an overcast sky, which is what we most commonly see in the wintertime. This piece down here is a little bit pulled back, which is not as typical for my artwork, so it's more conventionally a landscape, but you can see a frozen pool. Another piece just south of the Vermont border, McLeod Pond is part of Catamount Reservation, and it's a place where I frequently work and hike and have been visiting since I was a child. So this area here, you get a sense of the trees, looking through the trees down into a frozen pool. And these other pieces are, these three pieces right here are actually close-ups of what I'm seeing, more of a microcosm within pools, branches reflected in ice or partially frozen ice. And again, over here, a piece to bring you back to the birch trees. This was created from birch trees on my land, and seeing the moonlight catching the white of the birch trees is very similar to the shadows that are reflected here on the wall as part of the experience. And in closing here, there are another warm piece in this corner is called Blackberry Bramble. And part of the value of being outside of the winter landscape is learning about the colors that start to shift at different times of the year. In the winter time, you'll see, or pre-winter time, you'll see more of the rust colors and papery colors in the woods. And then moving toward the spring, Blackberry Bramble in particular starts to take on this beautiful mauve or violet tone to the canes. And yes, you'll stick yourself walking through the woods, but you'll also get a chance to see some of these really beautiful colors. And the last few pieces here were done on days when I actually couldn't get outside. So they're more winter window experiences where sitting upstairs in my bedroom window, I would look out at the weather that I couldn't get into. Either it was terribly, terribly cold below zero, or it was, an ice storm, something that would keep me indoors for the day. And so if I'm indoors for the day, I frequently will sketch looking out a window. There's rarely a day that goes by where I don't make any artwork in the wintertime. It's pretty much the only time of the year where I can do that. And on the days when I can't get out, I will look out through a window, or maybe I'll go for a quick walk and come back in and work. So these three pieces right here in particular are the same window, different days. So what it's like to experience branches, again, up against a window and looking out, and how the light changes at various times of the year and various conditions. So looking out during a sunlit snow squall at dawn, or frozen branches during an ice storm, or during a heavy snowstorm. Again, those three pieces were created from the same spot, just different times of the year and different times of the day, and with different precipitation. Edith. So in putting together the exhibit, Michael and I discussed various ways to display and to convey the experience of painting outdoors at different times of the year, sketchbook style, which is how I work in the winter outdoors. I also work indoors and create larger pieces, but the experience of this exhibit is what it's like to create artwork outdoors, particularly in the winter season. So what we did was we arranged the pieces in a way that looks as if, to my mind's eye, what happens when I'm outside frequently, which is something the wind will catch my drawings, my notebook pages. There's a lot of chaos to creating outside. Sometimes I fall down, sometimes I slip on the ice, sometimes I lose something in a brook when the wind catches it, or in shrubs. Things blow around. It's chaotic and it's not controllable, and that's actually part of the beauty of it. It's also part of the theme of my work, which is that the landscape and our experience in life is one and the same, that whatever happens in our world outside, you work with it rather than against it. So if my notebook pages blow into the brook, I pull them up and I continue working on those pieces. Sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't. But these pieces all are floating through the room in a way that they might float through the woods if I lost my hand on them.